The EFF rocks up at Milnerton High School and absolute chaos erupts. Some of you saw this past week or late last week that there was a viral video that was busy circulating of a grade 10 learner being assaulted by older students. It's disgusting. And I'm completely against bullying, but also we need to define what bullying is. Bullying is where someone uses verbal language or emotional abuse to abuse you. When you get physically hit, that's no longer bullying now. Now we're talking about abuse. And that needs to be dealt with very firmly, but also righteously. There's a way that you ultimately deal with that. And I want to share just a couple of thoughts regarding that. But before we get into the news articles here, please remember to like this video, drop your comments down below, subscribe if you have not yet done so, and also share this video far and wide with the young people of this beautiful country of South Africa. And again, just know today that South Africa is the greatest country ever, and this country is worth fighting for. God has got a plan, a purpose, and a destiny for this nation. God has got a plan, purpose, and destiny for you watching. And hey, if we're just meeting now for the first time, my name is William Moises, and welcome to the William Moises Show, where it's all about engaging with the current events, exposing the lies, exposing the wickedness, exposing the corruption, and educating and empowering you as the young people of South Africa to become everything that God has called you to be, so that we can rebuild this beautiful country into the nation God has called her to be. With that being said, let's get into some articles here. According to the Table Talk, on October the 22nd, 2025, members of the EFF Youth Command, along with concerned parents and community members, gathered outside Milnerton High School to demand accountability after a viral video showed a grade 10 learner being assaulted by older students. The protesters called for the school's principal, Mr. Gert van Tonder, to address their concerns. According to Times Live, as tensions escalated, which you can but imagine, people are angry, people are frustrated, and they need some type of outlet. However, there is a proper way to go about this. Deployed stun grenades to disperse the crowd. This action was taken to manage the volatile situation to ensure safety. So this was obviously done now by the public order police. Okay, so with that being said, a couple of thoughts over here. Number one, my heart goes out for the young champion that's been humiliated through this entire process. And champ, if you are watching this video by any chance, I want you to know that your life matters so much, and what the enemy meant for evil, God will turn around for your good. Allow him to heal you, allow him to restore you, allow him to make you whole. And also for the boys that assaulted you, I know it's going to be tough, but I'm trusting that you will choose the narrow path, that you'll go through the narrow gate and choose to go and walk the higher road, which is forgiveness. To choose to forgive them. Now remember, when we forgive someone, it doesn't mean that we accept what they've ultimately done towards us. What was done to you was horrific, it was evil, it was wicked, and it's ungodly. However, let us not be overcome by evil, but let us overcome evil with good. May you choose the higher road, because God has got such a beautiful plan and purpose for your life, and may this not deter you from that plan that God has for you. With that being said, for the rest of us, how do we respond to this? Listen, champs, there's a huge bullying crisis in this country. And when I say that, I'm not just talking about schools. I'm talking about within marriages, there's bullying happening. Within communities, there's bullying happening. Within certain, obviously, institutions, there's bullying happening. In the boardroom, bullying is happening. In families, bullying is happening. So how do we solve this bullying issue? Well, it starts with you. It starts with me. We have to learn to judge ourselves first. So you need to ask yourself, are you a bully? Are you currently busy bullying someone? Are you currently busy trying to enforce yourself upon someone else? If so, stop. It's time to stop. It's time to come back to God's way of ultimately doing life, where it's about loving your neighbor, irrespective of their race, irrespective of their religion, irrespective of their tradition, irrespective of their culture, to love your neighbor as you love yourself, to treat others how you would want to be treated. It's time we get back to the basics in this country. And young people, this is our time to shine. It's our time to shine. It's our time to take the higher road, to walk through the narrow gate, not to go through the wide gate, which many are finding themselves on, which leads to destruction. We need to choose the narrow gate. We need to follow the narrow road moving forward, where we choose forgiveness, not revenge, where we choose purpose, not pleasure, where we choose to build and not burn, where we choose to give and not take, where we choose to uplift and not abuse, where we choose to protect, because that's what love does. Love protects. Love protects. Right? To protect our fellow man, our fellow woman, especially for the young men. We are called to protect and bless our women and our children. Right? We are called for that, not to abuse them. Not to abuse them, not to hurt them, not to bully them, not to lord it over them, but to uplift them, to bless them, right? To be a part of the solution and not be a part of the problem. And my question for you all today, the key question, the most important question, every young person, every individual on this earth needs to ask themselves. And the question is simply this: who is Jesus Christ to you? Who is he to you? Who is he? Not to the person next to you, not to the person behind you, to you as an individual. Who is Jesus Christ to you? Because listen, fam, listen to the seriousness of the matter. The answer to that question will determine where you spend eternity, whether you are going to spend eternity in paradise or whether you're going to spend eternity in hell. That is the seriousness of the matter. And remember, bullies bully because they are bullied or have been bullied. Hurt people hurt people. Now, that's not an excuse, because your trauma is never an excuse to treat other people like trash, ever. You and I have a responsibility to get healed. You watching, if you are bullying, if you are abusing, if you are manipulating, if you are intimidating, you have a responsibility to get healed. Your trauma is not an excuse for your bad behavior, your evil behavior, your sinful behavior, your wicked behavior. It's not an excuse. You need to get healed. And Jesus Christ is the ultimate healer. Who is Jesus Christ to you? Who is he? Now, I know you've been through some stuff. I know you've been through some pain. I know that you've been through some hurt. However, Jesus wants to heal you. He wants to save you from your sin. He wants to make you whole so you can actually be the man and be the woman that God has called you to be. Because if we want to rebuild this country, we need to come back and realize that God, not us, is the author of life, of liberty, of our rights, of morality and righteousness. It is God, not us. Therefore, life is valuable, because we don't come from baboons or apes. We didn't just randomly explode you through some Big Bang theory, all right? We are made in the image and the likeness of the living God. We're not just a clump of cells, a bunch of cells put together. No, we are made in the image and likeness of the living God. We are image bearers of God. That is who we are. Let us therefore not break each other down. Let us lift each other up. It is time to shine as a young person, because remember again, your decisions, my decisions, your responses, my responses, those are our responsibilities. That is our responsibility. May you take responsibility for your actions. May you take responsibility for your decisions. And more so, may you decide to follow Jesus Christ into the promised land. Now is the time to shine. That's our time for today. Hopefully you got something out of this. I'm encouraging you to share this video far and wide with as many young people as possible. Let's get the light out there. Let's get the truth out there. And let's empower the young people to become everything that God has called them to be. Thank you for watching. Please like this video, drop your comments below, subscribe if you have not yet done so, and get in touch with us today at kinginme.co.za. Let's get you activated, let's get you empowered, let's get you equipped, let's get you educated so you can be that person that maximizes their God-given potential, that is a part of the solution, not the problem, of this beautiful country of South Africa. This country is worth fighting for. Until next time, in the meantime, in between time, just know today, namhlanje, that your voice matters.